Yo, what up? Welcome to the NBA Draft Junkies podcast. I'm your host, Raphael Barlow, along with my co host, who happens to be my brother James. And we are trying out a new format. We are going to go live simply because we want to interact with the audience. So if you are in the comments, send us a message, whatever. We definitely want to interact. And then we just want to talk about a lot of the trending topics for the day. Right now is obviously a little dead in a sense. I mean, there's no games being played unless you're counting the FIBA U16s. So we just wanted to talk about or tackle some of the subjects for today. One of the subjects that really caught my attention for today, outside of the Lakers being sold, like out of nowhere.
Surprisingly.
Yeah,
And
like
Russell
what?
Westbrook retiring too.
And Russell, even it was like he did that video. He didn't say anything. Like, yeah, it was an interesting video. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a little sad about Westbrook retired, man.
Why? No,
I just,
let me say why without sounding like a hater. Why are you sad? I'm genuinely
I just
asking.
liked Russ, man. You know, he was a guy that always played hard. You know, people say he played the game the right way in a sense, as far as the way he approached the game. Family man, never got any trouble. Um, I mean, of course, I don't want to see him keep bouncing around. Like when I watched some highlights today, I'm like, dang, he played for them, because it's like after
Yeah,
Oklahoma City, he went to like him and Chris Paul, basically the same. He went to Washington, Houston, Denver,
LA.
Lakers, Clippers, Kings. So I
I
didn't want to
forgot he
see
played
him.
for the Clippers.
Yeah, I mean, he left there after the Lakers. It's kind of like he can still play, but he just can't shoot. But yeah, I mean, he's a guy that it's just that era is winding down from Harden to Westbrook. Obviously, I think Bron and KD got about 5 more years left. Steph too. But yeah, just seeing Westbrook retire, man. It was something. I'm like, dang. I hate the fact that yeah, he's just leaving, and I read that he didn't even really have any options outside of Washington and Sacramento again, and so and
I
he was wearing
think
number 18 last year. That was just such an ugly number, looking like Peyton Manning on the Colts.
he I think I would have liked to have seen him in Sacramento to be Darius Acuff's OG,
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure they wanted him, but I'm
But
sure.
I was talking to somebody today, and I think that some of these guys who've been superstars, all stars, they don't want to scale down. Like it's
And they
that.
shouldn't.
I mean, you're always going to be remembered for your highs. When you get on Twitter, you see what Russell Westbrook, the 2020 game he had, excuse me, in honor of Nipsey Hussle. You saw the triple double season. Like there are no highlights of him playing for the Kings. There's no highlights of him playing for the Wizards, right? You see like his highs. You're always going to be remembered for your highs when you won the MVP, when you averaged triple double for how many seasons in a row. So, but I just would
I
have
disagree. You think James Harden is going to be remembered for his highs?
absolutely James. I
He's
saw
going to be
some.
remembered for his lows, and I'm a
Well, I
Harden
mean, that's
fan.
but I'm saying this like I saw a video. I'm always on Twitter, and it was like it said Dylan Harper's 2026 2027 script leaked, and it was a James Harden tape of him in Houston when he was skinny and he was just bopping the whole time. Like you're going to remember James Harden for that.
I
Is
don't
what
know,
I'm
man.
saying.
And I'm a Harden guy, but I don't even know if people remember him for his highs. He's always going to be, the media's negative. No, he never won. His your failures are always
I
highlighted. But
mean,
anyway, let's talk about Javon Bardwell. I know the people tuning in may not want to hear us debate about Russell Westbrook. Maybe we can do another episode. All right, let's talk about Bardwell. To me, this was the news of the day for us. Again, outside of the Lakers and Westbrook retiring. But Javon Bardwell, if you're not familiar, reclassified from the class of 2027, moved up to 2026. He had committed to Kansas, and it's very interesting simply because I think there's a lot of different layers to this. But before we get into the discussion, I'll let you go and give your thoughts on Bardwell as a player and as a prospect, and just whatever school he's going to, what they'll be getting from him.
So Javon Bardwell is a if you were like, who does he remind me of at the NBA level, not high school, not college. It's funny he just decommitted from Kansas, but he reminds me a lot of like Kelly Oubre, right? Where you got a 6'6" wing who is and I mean no disrespect, but I think Javon Barwell is a great irrational confidence guy in a sense that every shot he feels like he's going to take is going to go up. Shoots a lot of jumpers, um, plays hard, but he is the efficiency, the volume is there. He's going to score 20. Is it going to be the 20 that you want him to get? That's really the question. Obviously, 5-star recruit. Kelly Oubre was a 5-star recruit, but I think there's just a lot of Kelly Oubre in his game, and it's just ironic that he decommitted from Kansas. But he played well for in 7 games for the Compton Magic. I don't know if he got hurt. We talked about it before we went live. Did he get hurt in Treviso? I don't know, but 7 games, he averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds. Again, a wing that's going to rebound, that's great. Now is also playing alongside who we talked about yesterday, Jan Kamagate. And we didn't get to talk about Darius Washington. I think Darius Washington is a big time big who should personally either go to North Carolina or Kentucky, but we can do that on another episode too. But Javon Bardwell, 20 points, 8 rebounds. He shot 8 free throw attempts per game. It's a 7 game sample for the Compton Magic, and he only shot 22% from three. He shot the ball better, 3 SSB. We talked about that game yesterday where you probably want to get to that too, Raf, where he kind of like he did outplay Stefan Joksimovic that
Yeah.
game. And he brought a level of athleticism and physicality that it looked like that Adidas Nations team just could not match. 25% from three again in OTE. He played alongside Taylor Kinney. This is Javon Bardwell, where he averaged 18 points per game. Negative assist to turnover ratio. Like he just screams Kelly Oubre Jr. to me.
I saw Will Barton. Saw a guy that got a little playground game, likes to shoot the pull up. Um, Very confident in his offensive ability. That's just who I saw, Will Barton, because he loves to get to that midi pull up. Probably not a guy that the analytics guys are going to fall in love with. I mean, I
Probably
like what I
not.
saw. The only time I watched him play was when I saw him live at the Euro Camp in Treviso, and like you said, it was a game where Joksimovic and Stefan Joksimovic and then Joakim Bumche were kind of like the headliners. These were the guys, and I was living in Europe all last year, that everybody was talking about as two of the better prospects outside of Nikola Kusturica, and they went
How
up
did you
against
pronounce it last night?
I don't remember. And it was a game that everybody that was there came to watch, and I thought that Bardwell got the best of Joksimovic. I think a lot of it was because Joksimovic is used to being the baddest, most athletic, toughest guy on the court, and Bardwell matched his athleticism and got the best of him in the second half. And I, just being honest, I just thought like people should have been talking about him more after that game. Yes, it was just one game, but I think he had like 25 points, and it's just the athleticism, the motor, the rebounding, the motor, the energy. I mean, he's just relentless. And yeah, I mean, he was a guy that after that, I just felt like, you know what, I need to take notice, pay more attention to him. And, I saw the rumors that he was going to classify 2026. I did not see him decommitting from Kansas, and don't have any insider information here. I'm just assuming there has to be something with Melvin Council, who played at Kansas last year.
Mm.
There has to be something involving Melvin Council in his whole fifth year. I mean, I think
Melvin
Melvin Council
Council
will be
got to
like
be like a
24.
6, right?
Yeah. I think there's something there where they must feel like he's going to be eligible next year. which would definitely cut into Bardwell's playing time. That's just my guess. Why would he decommit from Kansas and then reclassify up? So, I mean, he's obviously planning on going to school within the next few weeks. You know, colleges should be starting. I mean, a lot of guys already started. So that's my guess. Kansas roster situation had to have played a part in that.
But if he moved up to 2026, what does Melvin Council's eligibility have to do with that?
If Melvin Council, because if he's 2026, that means he's going to
But he moved from
enroll in this
2020, he moved from 2027 to 2026
2026, which means he's going to enroll in
in
college
school next
this
week.
semester. Yeah,
But Melvin Council is not going to be in college next year.
if he gets this year eligibility.
This should be his last year, right?
There's been some talk that he may get granted a year eligibility, another year of eligibility,
But
because he
what
played
I'm
JUCO, because he went to a JUCO, and I guess that's not supposed to count.
but
I
what
mean,
I'm
I didn't
saying
do.
is if I move up from 2027 to 2026, that means I am eligible this year, right? Okay.
That
But
means you can
so
start
did he move
school.
up first and decommit, or what was the order of the
I
decommit?
don't. I mean, it doesn't even matter. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter. He's going to go to school in the fall in a few weeks or next week,
I,
and he's
hey,
going to play this year. So if Melvin Council is going to play, then you know what I mean. Then that could be the reason.
man, it's hard to keep up with what college basketball is
It's
doing,
definitely
man.
hard to keep up with college basketball. I mean, I never thought I'd see a day where guys would be like playing in summer league and then going back to college. But yeah, I mean that's just where we're at. I think another reason why he may have decided to classify up, and to me it makes the most sense, is because I think he's a little bit older for his class. So by
That makes more
him,
sense to me than
well,
him moving up a class. Because go ahead, you're saying if his clock starts because he'll be 19 sooner than later, or already
yeah,
is 19, then that makes sense. Because if he's gonna get 5 years, you don't want to burn that year in high school,
yeah.
right?
So his birthday was in May, and he turned 19. So as of now, based off the rules, he would only have 4 years of eligibility.
Had he
So by
stayed in
class,
2027,
yes.
that
So
makes
by
sense.
classifying up to 2026, he has the potential to play five. I very highly doubt he's going to Kansas thinking he's going to play
Oh
five.
heck no, he think
So
he in and out.
yeah, so I imagine he probably wants to be one and done, get out. And at Kansas, I mean, the backcourt could be a little crowded because they got the guy, what's his name, Leroy Blyden. Then you
Hooper,
figure Council maybe back. So
Tyrus
then
Stokes,
Stokes,
Taylor Kinney,
yeah. So it could be a situation. It's like, all right, I'm gonna worst case scenario, I'm gonna be able to play five, make a lot of money playing five, or I can go to another school and see where I can get in and out and be eligible for the 2027 NBA draft. So to me, it makes the most sense for him to reclassify. I mean, it's just a variety of reasons for him to make the move that he did. So who's ever advising him, I think you made a smart choice so far. Now we just have to figure out what school, and then we'll get into that. We'll get into that later. So yeah, I mean that's just my thoughts about Bardwell, my scouting report. What do you think about this trend of guys reclassifying and the whole 5 and 5 rule? I think for these guys that were older, that were reclasses, now you got to start thinking like, all right, I need to go back. I need to, me being old doesn't benefit me now because I want to
mm,
play 5 years. I want to have the option to play 5 years of college as opposed to four, especially with all the money that can be made
man.
out there.
It makes 100% sense to classify into your right grade to give yourself an additional year of eligibility just in case you don't get in and out in 1 or 2 years. And if that's what Javon Bardwell and his camp are thinking, and they, like you said, they absolutely made the right choice. Um, and it's like, man, college basketball is just it's different. But is he the? Are there going to be some other ones who are 19? Is he the first wave of guys who are older high school guys who are going to reclass? I don't know, but you definitely want to put yourself in position to make an extra like $2 million playing college
Right.
basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, because at first you saw guys reclassifying to for two reasons. Some guys reclassify back so they have a bigger advantage, so they can be stronger and more prepared for college. Then you would see guys reclassify up, if they're physically ready, like a Cooper Flag. Who else? GG Jackson did that recently. There's somebody else that comes to
Jaden
mind.
Quains.
Jaden
Well, he did
Quains.
2 years, but yeah, he
He
played at
did two
17.
years. I mean, you got Boomche and Kustricha, who are classifying up,
Marcus
but
Spears too.
Marcus Spears. So I mean, there's been three guys just this year that we know that are highly touted that are going to go to college for 2 years, and so it's like reclassifying isn't always about getting to the NBA faster. It isn't about um, dominating a class that's a year younger than you. Now it's another layer, putting yourself in position to play 5 years, just in case you got to stick around and play all five, which means you can make a lot of money.
A
So I
lot
know
of
we've
money.
we've we've talked about this reclass thing before. How do you feel about it? Do you think it's better for college basketball, better for high school basketball? A lot of people are going to get exposed. Their plan of, I got my kid has a late birthday, and then I'm gonna hold him back so he can be a 19-year-old high school senior and dominate. Now you're losing money by doing that. Like, you're possibly losing money.
I think it resets things. Now, reclassing has been around for some time, but it feels like it's more popular as of recently. I don't know, 5, 10 years. I mean, I'm old. When I was 18, like you were 18 and you graduated from high school, right? You graduated from high school. You and our younger brother graduated at 17,
Wow,
right?
17.
Because you have
17-year-old sophomores.
yeah, now they're 17-year-old sophomores. So I just people reclass for different reasons. Sometimes kid needs another year of maturity, mentally, physically. Sometimes it's just flat out let's be bigger, stronger than everybody. But I kind of like that it resets things, and where it's like, you know what, you're not the old dude that's dominating. And like for example, Braden Burries was an older freshman. Did it hurt him any? No, he played extremely well. Derek
Derek
Queen was an
Queen. Yep.
older freshman. Didn't hurt him any. But then there's guys like, Tunde Yesufu who was an older freshman and now he's back in college. So I don't necessarily think there's a right way or a wrong way. Everything is a case by case. You just gotta, we talked about Benji last night. Like Benji is gonna be the youngest kid in
Benji
his class.
Benji Beret.
Yeah, he's gonna be the youngest kid in his class, and um, I actually kind of like that. You know what? You 19, go be in college, man. Go play with the grown men. And now I think they're figuring out we're not having these 25-year-old European kids. At least they're trying to figure that out. But yeah, I'm okay with what they're doing, what the NCAA is doing.
Yeah, I was totally against these 24-year-old freshmen. I was, just doing some research this past season when I was working for the Mavs. There were guys that were born in the same generation or the same year as Maxime Reynaud. So I think that's 2004. Maxime Reynaud did 4 years at Stanford, was a rookie in the NBA last year. You had guys that were born the same year as him as freshmen or sophomores. There's a kid at Virginia last year that was I want to say like 22 or 23
Thomas
year old.
Ritter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that that's over. It is going to impact some schools that sign these guys like There's a guy named Mo Fay that I watched a lot that signed with St. John's and looks like he's going to end up back in Europe. So, I mean, that's kind of sucks for them because you're thinking like, man, I'm about to get this bag. I'm about to go to the States. And the NCAA just kind of pulled all these rules out of nowhere. And I think LSU only has 4 players right now because they signed a bunch of older European guys.
Five, because what's my man named guard from UCLA? He just committed today. Sky
Donovan
Clark.
Dent. Oh,
Sky
Sky
Clark.
Clark. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I knew that was happening. So with that being said, I mean you have to think that LSU could be an option for Bardwell. Now, if you were Bardwell and you're looking to pick your school, what do you prioritize? Playing time, development, NIL, program fit, or just the best opportunity to get you in and out?
So realistically, I didn't have Javon Bardwell as a first round grade in 2028 draft if he stayed in 2027. The assist turnover ratio, I mean, you're not a playmaker, right? Shot
So what
selection,
position do you think he is though?
I think he's a three.
Okay. Mhm.
I'm going to a situation where, and again, this is, me thinking out loud. Uh, and I'm going to a situation where the point guard is set and I need a program that's going to turn me into a 3-and-D guy because he does some things that do translate to the NBA. The rebounding for a wing is great, and he has the athletic tools to be a really good defender. So I'm putting myself in a position to say, you know what? Who's going to let me shoot these corner threes, get out in transition, and be athletic? And who's going to coach me on my shot selection and understanding that, you know what? Hey, these super contested mid range pull up jumpers is not going to get you where you ultimately want to be. But at the same time, like it's August, man. I think some of these schools have started. Are you gonna be able to Debo your way onto a roster and have that kind of impact at the high major level and get paid? I mean, it looks like Louisville just pulled reportedly $3 million out of their hat to sign Seth Trimble. So I guess this you don't have to turn in these balance sheets in college. So there's always
Yeah.
some money available. But it looks like LSU because you have to look at the roster who's available. You're gonna play in the SEC. You're gonna get an opportunity. But I'm just looking at who has a track record of putting rebounding wings, athletic wings into the NBA.
I don't know. I mean, to me, he seems like, I mean, you eliminate the shoe circuit stuff. He seems like an Alabama guy. Doesn't necessarily shoot it well.
No, you can't go to Alabama. And real quick, the shoe circuit. I mean, Compton Magic dudes go everywhere. You
No,
know,
that's true. But
they
he
go
did go
Nike, they go
to.
D, they go to the best fit. But let me tell you why you can't go to Alabama. And this is a whole totally different podcast that we have to do. The Alabama wing room is crowded. Like
Yeah,
Tars Bowie, Cole Clower, Caden Samuels, Amari Allen came back. I'm forgetting somebody. London Jemison. That's 5 wings.
and I don't think London Johnson.
Johnson, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. And I was just thinking as far as like getting up and down and
That would
running.
be a better situation if it wasn't
Yeah,
crowded.
if
Yes.
yeah, if it wasn't crowded because right now to me his best outside of like the rebounding and the athleticism and the motor, the best skill set he has on the offensive end is his pull up. And Alabama is a school.
Oh yeah, you're not shooting them
You're
pull-ups.
not shooting the pull ups. I mean, Brandon. It's funny because Brandon Miller was a guy that shot all pull ups in high school. But with that being said, Alabama, as far as just getting up and down and getting out in transition, if they didn't have that crowded wing room, to me, just seems like it would be an option. But right now, just off the top of my head, I mean, I just think LSU, there's an opportunity to come in and play a lot of minutes. They don't have a lot of depth, and you're playing in the SEC.
They let you hoop.
And I mean, You can say let you hoop is the most important thing, but LSU has money. They probably have at least $10 million in players that they had allotted that can't come over. I mean, they signed Yan Madar. I was doing video breakdowns on Yan Madar in 2020.
Like, what are we doing, man?
I just think like it's just one of those things. You find a loophole and you're gonna just go crazy with it. I was saying, there's so much stuff that I wanted to tweet, but when I was playing, I couldn't really not playing, but when I was working with the Mavs, I couldn't really tweet. But I'm like, is somebody gonna make Sergio Yui an offer for like 3 million? Yeah, he might be like 40, but if hasn't played college sports, he's probably eligible. Like
John, your
it was
boy
getting great.
Montero.
Yeah, and I hear Nadir Heafy. I heard that a bunch of schools are wanting him, and he was like, "Man, I need 9 million. If you want me to come over there, give me 9 million." And for him, I get it. Yeah, the money is crazy, but he's playing in Paris. So, I love Paris. He's like the man of Paris basketball. He has the brightest green light in the history of green lights. So why would I leave Paris and I got the green light in the EuroLeague to go live in a college town? But money talks, and for him, money wasn't that important. So yeah, again, LSU would be that'll probably be my best choice. All right, let's kind of wrap this up. The bigger picture as far as the reclassifying.
Real quick, Ralph.
How? Yep.
Bardwell a 2007 or 2008 baby. 2007. He just turned 19 in what you said, May?
Yeah, he just turned 19 in May.
So 26. Yeah, that's 2007. Go ahead.
Yep. So, how do you think like this is going to change like recruiting? Like I talked to a parent of a 5-star recruit last summer, and I said, why would a kid commit early? You can commit early, and when you commit early, they can still go ahead and sign players. I think there's some advantages to committing late. Maybe the money dries up some, but you can kind of look at the roster. You can do this if you're a 5-star recruit, but you can look at the roster and say, all right, this is where I fit in. This is where I'm going to play. You don't want to be in a situation where you commit super early, then all of a sudden, these 5th-year guys. Because who knows what's going to happen next year? Somebody's going to fight for a 6th year. Somebody, you know what I mean? Speaking of that, whatever happened to Amari Bailey? Watch him end up
What
at LSU.
Amari Bailey? What about the Kyrie Walker was like 25? He was
Yeah,
trying to get eligibility. What are we doing, man?
I get it.
I mean, I get it, but
If
come
I
on, man.
were
What are we
in,
doing?
in in the agency world and I was representing him, I'm like, you got to try. You got to do your due diligence because you're not going to get that overseas. So, with that being said, um, how do you feel about like 5-star recruits or guys that have some, that can make some demands? How do you feel about them committing early, or do you wait to commit late? Because I think he's in a situation by committing this late, he has an opportunity outside of this wave of 5th-year guys to analyze everybody's roster and say, this is a school where I know I can come in and play right now. And I think the schools are going to come up with money.
Clearly, because there's no cap. If you find me 2 million, we'll make it work. Like that's the way these boosters are. That's just moving some money around. Um, I think if I were advising a kid, 5-star kid that had some power, I'm gonna commit late. Definitely gonna commit late because there's 3 recruiting seasons in college basketball. You got your during the season, they got to recruit the high school guys. And then once that portal opens up, it's a whole new season. And we talked about Alabama. And even like Louisville too. Like if no disrespect, but if I'm Adrian Woolley and I came back to Louisville and I see they brought in Carter Knox, Deshane Montgomery, and they just signed Seth Trimble. How do I fit into things? It's a 40-minute game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and they had to pay Seth Trimble a bunch of money to make it. It just seems like it makes more sense to commit late. You see
Yeah, I
who's going
mean,
to where, how it shakes out, and then you make a decision.
I look at Louisville. I can't pronounce it the way Louisville, however they pronounce it. To me, it's always been Louisville, but I know there's a correct way to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure somebody in the comments is going to phonetically spell it out.
It
With
still
that
won't
being
matter.
said,
It's Louisville, man.
I think the Cardinals are trying to just put together the deepest team to win a championship. I don't think their plan is to, get you in and out or give you
But
30 minutes. Yeah.
that doesn't always work because on a night to night basis, and especially when you factor in money, like egos come with money. You know what
But
I'm
they
saying?
have the money. They
They
have the
have the
money
money,
to
but
where you'll pay a guy 700,000 to be your seventh or eighth
who's
man.
making 700 on that team?
I'm just throwing out numbers.
But
Like
I'm
that's
saying,
the
like, if
thing.
everybody on that team is making millions, and it's like, okay, I done touched a couple M's, but I can't get off the bench. I'm selfish, and I can leave next year. Like, this isn't. I mean,
Or they
professionals are
can convince you
selfish.
to stay and pay you more money.
I mean, but Alabama, like, that wing room is deep,
I felt like their
and
point guard room last year was deep. Their point guard room has been deep. Alabama's they I mean, I heard they don't have the money that people think they have because football's gonna take it. But I mean, I just think there's some schools where they're trying to get you in and out, and that's kind of their pitch. Yeah, we send guys to the NBA, and then there's some schools that are going with because they have the resources. They're going with depth. They want to go 8 or 9 deep, and
but Louisville is like 11 deep.
I mean,
That's my thing. It's like, how do you
agents
keep
knew that, players knew that, but obviously money talks.
so like Obina Akizi, you're a 5-star recruit, probably got paid 5-star big at that. You're 7'2". You're gonna go play behind Flory. Now I know Flory allegedly wants to play the floor four, excuse me, but Flory is best at the 5. And not only Flory, they brought in what was his name? Outfits for Fogiera. I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah, the kid
the
from
the Iowa
Iowa.
transfer. He's a 4. So it's like, how many minutes, how many basketballs? It's just going to be interesting to see how that works. And like
Their goal is to win a national championship, not help you
Alvaro,
get to the NBA.
I understand. I want to win a national championship, but like, who was the last team to win a national championship that was 10 deep?
I don't know.
Usually, you need 3 guys at each spot. They're like 4 or 5 guys. I mean, egos come into play. But as far as, I mean, what was the original question? I would advise a kid to sign late. And even like some of these 4-star kids that are going to mid majors, like, I think that's good for you. Like Peyton Kemp, I believe, just signed. I think Robert Morris.
That
Uh,
dude has been like on Instagram forever.
Peyton
Like
Kemp.
forever. Yeah, he's like one of the first, well not first, but he was like that viral kid that was
Mm.
9 years old and he went viral. He's like this generation's version of like Mike Miles.
Okay. There's another kid I really like that went to St. Mary's, light skinned kid, Darius Bivens.
Yep.
Like, I think that's a good move for him. Go to a mid major, run it up, then come back on the high major. You can make that money, or you can be the man for, mid majors have some money. You can be the man that's controlling the cap there. I think signing late looks like it's the wave to do, unless you're like the 5-star recruit that's like, you're the one that they're building around.
Yep. All right. Last question for you. Do you think Bardwell could be a one and done guy?
I think he's at least 2-year guy.
Yeah,
Only
I think
because
the
of 3 point.
shooting.
I think the three
Yeah,
point. He's a volume guy, and what I think he translates to the NBA is somebody who's going to stand in the corner, play with energy, play defense. But if he is the numbers say he's a sub 30% 3-point shooter.
All right, here's
And
a question for you.
go ahead.
Hot seat. We'll wrap it up with this. I was there in Treviso, like I mentioned, at Eurocamp. We saw the game between Bardwell and Joksimovic. I know it's one game. I know it's a one game sample size, but does that game say more about Bardwell or more about Joksimovic?
Joe Simovich.
And what was that?
Joe Simovich, when he's not the most athletic dude on the court, um, what does it look like for him? And yeah, that's what it looks like. What does Joksimovic look like when he's not the most athletic guy in the court? Now, we saw at the U18s, he was the most athletic dude on the court 9 times out of 10. He lit him up, played extremely well. That's not a knock towards him. But when you see like the American athletes, when Javon Bardwell is clapping in your face, like how do you handle that? And not to say that Joksimovic didn't play well, he just got outplayed. And it happens, but I think that says more about him. But at the same time, like I said last night, I still think Joksimovic is a top 5 player in this class. I don't think he's a threat to go number 1, though.
So in that particular game we're talking about, it was June 6th. Is that the Adidas Eurocamp? Joksimovic finished with 15 points. He was 6-11 from the floor. He was 1 of 4 from 3. He had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and
I want
1
to say a lot of
turnover.
that was in the first
A
half,
lot of
though,
it was in
too.
the first half. But Bardwell had 25 points, 7 rebounds, an assist, and he was 11 of 19 from the floor, 3 of 7 from 3. He was the best player on the floor that game. I mean, Josiah Rose was good too. He had 19 points. But again, the question is, and I'll put you on the hot seat. You said you felt that game was more indicative or shows you more about Joksimovic than Bardwell. It's going to be interesting. And once we find out where Bardwell is going, then we'll probably talk about it on a future podcast. Well, once again, thank you for tuning in to the NBA Draft Junkies podcast. We are going to go live. The plan is to go live at 10 p.m. 5 days a week. This is fun. Like I said, just interacting with the people in the comments. This is Raphael and James Barlow, and we are out. See you in 23 hours.